Hello, everyone. I'm Pallavi Ahluwalia, Managing Attorney at Ahluwalia Law Offices, or as we call it, ALO. Welcome to another episode of Ask Pallavi Unfiltered. Today's episode addresses urgent human developments, namely the termination of TPS protected status for Afghanistan and the uncertain future of TPS for Nepal. If you or your family rely on TPS, this is critical and an update that you need to hear. With me is Sarah Alvi, a front desk manager who hears clients ask her questions, and she's here to ask me the questions she's being asked.
Thank you, Pallavi. DHS has officially announced the end of TPS for Afghanistan. Can you break down the details for our viewers?
Absolutely. TPS for Afghanistan is set to expire on May 20th, 2025, and now will officially terminate on July 12th, 2025. This means Afghan nationals have about a 60-day wind down period to either leave the US or secure another form of legal status. After July 12th, they will no longer be able to get protected through TPS, and they will be subject to removal and obviously not be authorized to work as well.
What happens to Afghan TPS holders after July 12, 2025?
Okay, so once TPS ends, individuals will need different lawful immigration status to remain in the US. That could mean asylum, family based or employment based adjustment of status, or possibly SIVs, which is special immigrant visas, depending on their eligibility.
Will there be automatic extensions of work permits?
No, unlike the prior renewals, this termination is final. It does not provide an automatic extension for work. So individuals must transition to another lawful status before their EAD and TPS ends.
Great. Let's turn to Nepal. TPS for Nepal is currently scheduled to end on June 24, 2025, and there's been no announcement for an extension. What's your guidance here for Nepali?
So this is a very precarious moment for the Nepali nationals. The absence of an extension notice means that we must prepare for the likelihood that TPS may expire. And I strongly recommend exploring alternate visa pathways now while people are still in valid status.
What legal options might be available to Nepali TPS holders?
It depends on everyone's case, but there may be some family based options if you end up getting married to someone who holds a different status. It could be an H1 and you're moving to an H4 status. It could be a dependent of a student, and that is through the family based petitions or dependent cases. It could be transitioning or reinstating your H1B if you'd lost it in the middle. It is a possibility to do so while you're in the country. It could also be returning back and going to school if you give up that degree or thinking that you're working and you can go back to school later. This may be a better time for you to think. And if it is that you want to think about, even for during the transition period, even to go to a B2 to say, listen, my TPS is ending, I'm going to go back to my home country, Nepal, and I need to sell my house, get done with my lease, sell my car, do whatever else that you want to say. Asylum is one option that I don't majorly suggest because it really is based on changed country conditions. But yes, it's also an option if that applies to you.
Okay. Is there any harm in waiting until DHS makes an official announcement?
I don't think that should be something that people should wait on. You already have that first announcement that takes you up until June 24th of 2025. Now, if you're waiting for the axe to fall, I wouldn't wait till the last moment. I would make my plans prior to that. And there, we do get some counsel. There's people who'll say, you know what, I think I just want to leave already. And yeah, that's fair if you have that option. But if you have other options that keep you here, then make that transition right now. Don't wait to scramble till the very end. This may be your better time to prepare. And waiting may just make you lose your work authorization. You may still have some options. Not my favorite category of visas, but F1 CPT does seem to allow you to work as well if you were to go back to school. And somehow the CPT schools do allow students in at points which are more than just the regular schools. So you may want to explore that as well.
What should TPS holders from either country do to protect their status and future?
So If you or your loved one are on a protected status from any of these countries, and of course you're anxious about your status, the first step would be to get a full immigration consultation, which means that you have to look at all your viable options. You have to assess your family ties, your support from your employers, look at humanitarian factors, and then see if we can build a roadmap to legal residency. Now, there is not a one size fits all answer, but there are a lot of options that can be evaluated. And I had brought this up a bit before, that we've had clients who certainly stonewall us on the options that are being presented. Now, to our dear consuls and clients that call us in, if those are the legal options that are there, it's not, I don't want to be a student or I don't want to do this. We have that option and we must trigger it. Or then other options may require you to leave the country and re-enter the country later at a later time. Maybe next year you can have that employer who can file the H-1B in the lottery and that you can get selected and return. Otherwise, if you have options, just trigger them, but first understand what you have to do.
Okay. What if someone misses a grace period or already fell out of status?
We'll have to evaluate that. I can't tell you that you'll get a pass past your getting out of status. I'm not in good faith able to tell you. So my warning or advice comes prior to you filing out of that grace period or your termination period. Just be safe than sorry later on.
Okay. What would be any final advice for any Afghan or Nepali viewers watching today?
It is a pivotal time. We don't want DHS to make the next move. It's upon you to make your move, be proactive, whether you're seeking to work, study, or stay in the US. And if it is, say, for example, that you're planning on leaving anyway, but you need time to just even leave, as in pack up your stuff, or if you had already bought a house or you have a lease that's still going on, you have other options. It could even be changing your status to a B2 visa if you don't want to be a student. But do consider that now, not later, because after that time is over, you really don't have much to do. Clara, I have to thank you, and I have to thank all our viewers. If you or someone you know is affected by these updates, please share this video. Our team at Ahluwalia Law Offices is ready to assist you every step of the way. And I'm signing off now, Pallavi Ahluwalia, and I'll be back again with Ask Pallavi Unfiltered. Thank you.